Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you after a year of my personal retreat and transformation, which I'll talk about later in a video. But for tonight, for this meeting is really special to me. I want to introduce you to our guest, Holly Cecilia, a beautiful soul. I've known Holly since she was 8 years old when I became her stepmother, and quickly noticed her mystical nature, her compassion, her empathy. And I noticed this right away. And just to give you a couple of examples, she at that age and much later too, on in life, she could not stand to see an insect be killed. She would sadly say to us, "Isn't there a reason they're here?" And she'd get very sad. And one day, I'll never forget this, she said to us, "Angels are lighted air." She's 8 or 9 years old. And many years later, her father wrote a poem. He remembered it too, about her angels being lighted air. And so that's kind of just a quick little glance at this person here and how she is. So she has lived in many places. She's born in Virginia, then went to Germany, where she mostly was raised by her mother. Then years in Italy, in California, and now in Mexico. All of these experiences has led her to be fluent in 4 languages, very fluent. In fact, she gives her readings in different languages. Well, anyway, she's joining us from her home in Mexico right now. And her current spiritual mentoring work has been informed by her upbringing in the Waldorf schools, her born empathy and understanding of people, her study of astrology, shamanism, psychology, her other dimensional experiences, just to name a few of the remarkable and diverse experiences she's had that have added to her wisdom and intuition when helping people. Holly is also a born lifelong singer and songwriter, and has performed on stages in many venues, singing various musical genres since early childhood. She regards her music as something that keeps her grounded and connected to the core sense of her calling. So all these things have led her to know her purpose and her mission. And she describes her purpose in her website saying, quote, "My calling is to guide you through this journey, to find your inner music and what really makes you tick. Gets you out of bed in the morning and teaches you to soar." So I'm thrilled to introduce to you my Holly Cecilia and have her tell us how she came to this mission, her remarkable and very unique way of mentoring using astrology, shamanic insights, and her own deep intuition, and a life of learning about people and how to help them. Help them. A passion I saw in her from the day I met her so long ago. So let me take this and spotlight us. Hold on. Okay. Yes.
Let me see if I can adjust.
Okay.
Adjust myself. Sorry. I'm not used to having so many people who are watching. I usually have readings one-on-one, so this is really new to me.
Okay.
As you noticed, I did not
Yes.
know what to do with myself in the beginning. I was just meeting all these people. Thank you, Yami.
These people are very nice. They're
Yes,
not. They're
yes.
going to be very nice to you.
I know they will.
Okay. Here's my question. I really love your mission statement that we just read, and that you're calling us to guide people through their inner music and so forth. So my question is, what makes you tick? Gets you out of bed in the morning and teaches
That's
you
a
to
good
soar.
question. And I didn't always have things that made me tick all my life. My childhood, yes, with my mother, she was a very beautiful soul like Julie and Andrews from Sound of Music. She had that flair about her, bringing music in our life, playfulness. I had it in my childhood, but once I moved to Los Angeles, that tick went away. I lost it. I lost myself in Los Angeles, actually, in the city of angels, of lost angels. So I had to ground myself again and find myself. And I came down to Baja California Sur, where I feel that the earth is fresh and new and untainted. It's not tainted it's fresh, it's new. It's almost like the beginning of the earth when you drive through it. And I needed to go somewhere where I can feel again. I was actually comfortably numb, and my holistic upbringing disappeared, and I did not like the way I felt, not at all, because I know that I can see things and I can see angels, and it disappeared. So I came here, and about 4 years ago, I met my spiritual teacher that is also now my good friend. And he had an out-of-body experience where my father, who is an astrologer, came through to him to send me a message. And that was just so powerful to me. And he said, continue your music, continue creativity, and turn astrology into a business, because I was only doing it as a hobby. I wanted to always analyze the people that I had around me, and my father and my mother taught me astrology because they're first generation astrologers. They are. I'm second generation, so I learned from them. And so he told me that, and then from there it just see, I speak 4 languages, but I don't speak them so well. Sometimes I stumble over my words. It unfolded itself. No, that's not the right terminology. But anyway, it unfolded itself here with this spiritual teacher, who then from there, I started breathing, meditating, and journeying, and combining all of them with astrology.
Right? Yes, yeah. and you, both of your parents were avid astrologers, right. And I know your dad would do charts with everybody new, and so he could get a sense of what he's dealing with, kind of thing. And when you guys were born, he the day of your birth, he would do the astrologies and with other people as well that had children and families and stuff. The day I met him for the first time, the first thing he did was my astrology. So anyway, it intrigued me, I'll have to admit. But anyway.
He was good at it too, very analytical. He taught my mother. I picked it up as a child. I was watching him teaching my mother, and I picked it up.
You know, that's how me. Yeah, he taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had that background, and you came to Mexico and came back to yourself.
Kind of correct.
Kind of like I have, similar kind of thing.
Similar to you, very much so.
Yeah. So So that brought you to your mission. But before I ask about that, I understand that you when you do a reading and consult with people or mentor them, you also use shamanism and some of that, as well, of course, as your own considerable insights and intuition, which has been amazing all your life. Um, Tell us a little bit about your shamanism. Have you studied shamanism, practiced journeying with shamanism?
I do. And I think we are all shamans deep down, you know. It's just we lost the dreamer inside of us. We lost the child inside of us. A child is always journeying. It's always in this dream, imaginative world. But we take it away from them for giving them tablets and electronics. So they can't act like Alice in Wonderland, who wonders where the rabbit goes when it goes down the tunnel, right? So you're not giving them enough of this imagination, fantasy world, and that takes you to the next level. That takes you to shamanic journey. You have to be open to receive. You have to have a creative mind. And as a child, we do have that, but it's not taught to us that that's actually shamanic journeying. It's daydreaming or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as an adult, you got to learn it again. Obviously, a lot of people do it by taking hallucinative drugs. It takes you there faster. But the real deal is to first learn how to breathe, from breathing into meditation, to be able to completely zone out, be in the moment, be within you, within your intuition, within your inner spirit and soul. And then the universe, once you're there, the universe starts talking to you. You have to be in that peaceful place. Then the shamanic journeying happens through hypnotic music, for example, drum beats. So if you apply that to the breathing and the meditation, going into shamanic journeying with drum beats, you start seeing things, but you have to let your mind go there like a child. You have to be capable of being creative in your mind. And then you start seeing fractals. And from there, people say, imagine yourself going down a tunnel like Alice in Wonderland did. So with the drum beat, it emphasizes, it's the hypnotic. You understand that when it's just one beat at a boom, 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 then you enter into this journey. Once you learn how to do that, you can also do it while you're daydreaming outside. You become good at it. And that's when the universe starts talking to you. It leaves you messages. It's crazy. It's magical.
Tell us about how the cosmos speaks to you.
Say it again. Yanni, sorry.
Tell us how the cosmos talks to you.
Talk to me. Well, the easiest way for me to talk, so they talk to me, is through astrology, because I have the tool in the middle between two people. So I can look at the map, the star map, and analyze who you are, your tendencies, what your soul purpose is, where you want to go with your talents, and achieve soul purpose with the talents you have, so that you feel at ease and whole on this planet Earth, you know? That comes through astrology. And then definitely nature, anything related to nature. We were talking to your beautiful friend June, who is an animal lover. The animals bring it out in people too. If you're really in tune with animals, you can feel them. Like Goya seems to have my mother and her talking to me sometimes. I can hear her because I still sometimes have anxiety. I'm still working on it. I'm almost there where I'm completely at ease. And she calms me down with a paw, and I can feel her saying, like, I'm here for you. I can feel you. And then birds, numbers are messages. It's just opening up to it and receiving, you know? letting it happen, because the unknown is a bit scary for people, but it's actually so magical.
It's magical. And in this past year, what I've experienced is that I can talk to animals and insects and things like that, like I did when I was a child. And it's like they answer back in a feeling kind of a sense. And I've been experiencing this more and more. I'll ask the wasps, for example, to go away, and they do. And I bring them
And
a
they
little
do, yeah.
bowl of something, and I say, "Come here," and they'll follow me, and they'll go to it. And I'll tell them that people are afraid of you, but I'm not afraid of you. But if you can just leave, and they do. And one of them flew right in front of me and hovered, and the eyes, the big eyes, I didn't realize the big eyes looked me right in the eye. And these are the magical things. When I was a child, I was very much of a dreamer, angels and things like that. I mean, gosh, if we could all become that again, wouldn't that be great, world?
We could. I mean, we are. It's just letting it happen. I think just we're not appreciating the moment enough. That's what I was trying to say. We run away constantly from, is it fear of the unknown? Is it fear to actually connect to the universe? I'm not sure, but in the simplicity is the key. Nature is the key. Morning routines, getting up early in the morning, enjoying the sunrise and being with the sun, being with the moon phases. It's like when you start feeling it and you're with it, you start connecting and things happen, little things, but acknowledge them, don't push them away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
a lot of people push them away. They don't want to know,
Well,
they're comfortably numb. A lot of people can be also comfortably numb. That's also happening too, just easier to turn on the TV than walking outside and watching the birds go to sleep before sunset, and they're all talking to each other in the tree, telling each other what happened today, adventures. You hear a choir of birds, and then they go to sleep.
Let me ask you this: you work with people, many of them who have had traumas, or they have a mental disorder, or something like that. How? What do you use as tools to bring them back to their real selves and appreciate themselves?
Positivity, positive vibration, your mindset, your mindfulness and gratitude right from the get-go. When you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is thank you for even being alive, watching the sunrise, watch it, be with it. Get your coffee, enjoy the smell of your coffee, the grind, everything needs to be felt. I think we're really just experiencing, the universe is experiencing itself a bit through us. Sometimes I feel, so I want to give the universe the best feeling. So I feel that through me. And obviously animals, man, they got that vibration going. When you touch them, they're underneath my table, like I have said before. I'm there with them with my feet, feel the heart. I feel them with me, protecting me, loving me. We're one big collective, all of us, touchy-feely.
Yeah, so what I'm getting from you, and everybody, she did do my chart, and I had a session with her, and I can tell you about that in a minute, but I was overwhelmed with more knowledge of myself and peace with a number of things. You have things you've done in your life and you regret it. You have things that you wish you hadn't done, or just different kinds of things like that, and experiences that were very difficult and those kind of things. And what I kind of learned, and I was learning that kind of anyway in this retreat, is that first of all, the past is not even doesn't exist, right? And really, and it's like you said, Holly. If I'm in the present moment and enjoying the birds singing in the trees in the morning, then nothing else exists in that moment. Nothing else is true. Nothing else is even there. Is that the kind of thing you do with people that have difficulties like this?
Yeah, because that chronic pain and the autoimmune disorders are also part of your daily routine and how you wake up in the morning and how you face the day and how you speak to yourself and how you make your coffee and how you pour your coffee and what kind of breakfast you eat. And if you don't sit down with it and eat it in gratitude, the body's going to feel it, you know. And so over time working in these clinics, which actually right here in Mexico, I worked here 6 years in a clinic as a patient care, and autoimmune disorders, you name it, so many. And it's really just, well, again, I don't know, this is my opinion, seen it so many times over and over again, that they're not really with their food in the moment. They're not there ever with themselves in the moment. Rush, rush, rush. So nothing can get digested. When you're making food, you and I know, yeah, we both love to make food. We're both chefs. It's part of life to actually be part of your food and maybe even grab some from the garden and bring it in. It makes the experience so much more healthier, and a healthier experience all in all, you know, because you're part of it, you're with it. If you can get it from the farmer's market, even better, because you can smell the earth on it. You know, be with it, be part of it, be real. And a lot of times that's not happening. It's like one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, instant gratification. You can buy everything on Amazon, online, but you're not appreciating what you got. And you got a little too much.
You're
too
so
much
right.
too.
Yeah,
we have too much.
When I'm upset about something, or I'm worried about something, or I'm just, whatever, not a particularly great mood, one of the things I've learned that totally heals it is I'll cook something. I'll just cook. I love to cook, and so I'll just go cook something. And I slice this and do that, and then see the colors and all of that. And during that time, there's nothing else but that. It's just like, it's very magical. Yeah, you're
creating.
right.
I think it's just about creating and keeping children. That was where I started, with children, as you know, Yanni, and then adults. I found that children are a lot easier to deal with because their mind is so pure still. So they're ready for new ideas. They're not gonna shun you, and they're not gonna be numb, you know? No, they want to learn. They want to be part of it. They want to participate. That's the kind of mindset I'm talking about. Childlike, you were talking about it too. Just the inner child in us needs to speak out a little more. Creativity, whatever you can do. If you want to work with wood, you want to paint, you want to cook, you name it, it all works. It all works wonders, you know. And the morning routine, I think, is one of the most important one ever. To get out of bed lightly, enjoy, in gratitude, enjoy the sunrise, enjoy the day, enjoy your coffee, your tea, your juice, whatever you're doing in the morning. Smell it, feel it, be with it, sit down with it. Don't rush with it, sit down. Listen to the birds, the bees around you. Gather your thoughts. If you can, write them down. I do that. It's just easier for me to just write them down. So I know they're on paper, which makes me want to do it even more. You know, it's a little bit like a vision board in some way too, you know, but appreciating the simple things in life, Yanni. You know,
I
that's what
know.
makes us
Yeah. Well, I
happy.
now know. I now know. I lost it for most
I
of my
lost
life.
it too in Los Angeles.
I know it now.
Completely lost it.
I know. I know. I've regained it to a great extent. I want to gain even more. Uh, and but your mission is a beautiful mission, and you're using astrology, and
Right?
you say in your website, uh, quote, this approach to astrology is modern, psychological, with an esoteric outcome, offering much deeper information of the unfolding nature of one's inner spiritual journey, leading to enlightened living with a feeling of purpose and belonging. It's about uncovering your hidden purpose. Uh,
Mhm.
okay, so let's get into that. Um,
Mhm.
I kind of always knew my inner, or thought I knew my inner purpose, but I had a different concept of it than what you helped me find within myself. And that's been really good.
Mhm.
The communication, and that's not just having to communicate, it's just being communication. I know how to explain it. It's hard to explain when someone gives you an insight. Holly, are you there? Okay.
I'm there, and I brought up your chart. Do you
Okay, all
mind?
right. Okay, sure, go ahead.
Because I have it here. It's just a little weird. I can't see it. Can you see it? Can you
I
guys
can
see
see it
it?
bright. Yeah, I see it very well.
Oopsie. Wait a second.
Make it bigger.
Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So looking at your chart, I loop in, I zoom in. First, I look at the geometry on it. I see there's a T square, and there's a lot going on in this house and in this house, and they're bouncing off of each other. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're aligned with each other, they're bouncing off of each other, they're playing off of each other because they're all in air signs. Air signs are communication, all about communication. Gemini is communication, and also Libra. They are in the third house and in 11th and 10th house, particularly 11th house. What those houses mean is the 11th house is about humanitarian, somebody that wants to spread the news, spread the
Yes.
whatever you're talking about. You're the
Mm-hmm.
mediator.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is key to you. You want to mediate between people, information.
Mm-hmm.
And down here in your third house, that's a thinker, a learner, a writer. If you have a lot of planets in that house, which you do, which is Mars and Jupiter, they all have meanings. There's drive behind it to communicate through writing, speaking, reading, and learning, constantly learning. So your mind is constantly going. What
Yeah.
keeps the mind in check is your Virgo, which is your sun sign, because it's analytical and grounded. So all that information that you have that you want to spread up here with the community, with the collective, as a humanitarian, the Virgo analyzes it, your Virgo, your core, and then spits it out logically. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're the mediator of the words, the mediator of communication, the mediator of the flow of the communication.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at you and I see this chart, your sole purpose is to preach to the crowd, bring
Well,
in ideas,
ideas, yeah.
bring in together, logically put them together and spread them out again. So a podcast is something that I can see fits you very well. And if you add love to this and light and fourth and fifth dimension, you're going to be all about love and light and fourth and fifth dimension, about the spirit inside of us. And that's
Mhm.
where you fulfill your soul purpose, by communicating through a
Yes.
book, through a group effort like we are in right now, you know?
Yeah. And then when we did our session, you mentioned we don't have to talk about them, but you also mentioned the chart in this terms of the challenges. And I had never had that. I've had my reading done a number of times, and nobody talked about that. And so we talked about that. That we come in, we come into this life with both talents and challenges. And the challenges I've learned about is it strengthens us, and among many other things. And so, how do you handle challenges on a chart?
You know, I really fixate on the solutions more than real challenges to find a solution in it all.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at your chart, the challenge I see, which isn't really a challenge, but is to bring creativity into your communication.
Mm-hmm.
Create it, be more creative, because your Virgo will analyze too much and be a perfectionist.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where the creativity has to come in your communication, to let it flow. That's sort of the learning experience that you're gonna go through, you know, to be more childlike, actually. That's what you're learning right now. Actually,
yeah,
that's
get out of my
kind of
seriousness. Yes, no, I get
and
that.
letting a conversation flow in the moment without maybe any pillars, you know, anything to
No,
follow,
I get it. I
anything.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the challenge that you can overcome, that because a Virgo can become very rigid in how they want things done, which is perfect because it's a logical thinker, but it can also hinder you from being expressive and unique, in which you are, right? So that's really it. That's the challenge for you.
But I will tell everybody that in your session with me, what you do, and it's hard to describe, you go much deeper than this that we're talking about now.
Yeah, one has to experience it. It's so personal.
I know you can't really. I can't. It's hard even for me to describe what you
It really is, because I don't want to bring up even stuff about you and your challenges, you know. It's just,
I know. I'm
I
just
can go deeper and deeper into your childhood, and oh my gosh,
I know.
there we go, you know.
I know. Things that nobody knows. She allowed her to go into that, and so it was very healing, and her intuition is incredible. Okay, we don't have to look at our time.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. And also this geometry, there's geometry in it all. There's the Star of David, there's a Grand Cross, there's triangles, there's squares. You happen to have a T square, but we have to see where it lands, what it means, which house it's in. But T square are always driven people. They have drive.
Yeah.
Always, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and obviously we can go much deeper, but we're not going to do that.
No.
Sorry.
The depth, but I mean, it's incredible how deep you go. And as I said, I've had my astrology done a number of times, and not even close to the depth, and things that she wouldn't ever know. I've never talked to her about it, even though I know her so well. But okay, I have a couple of more things I think we could talk about, and then we'll have to. And you do that with people. If you go on her website, hollycecilia.com, you'll read the testimonies. And she's being very modest, but she's got some amazing testimonies from healers and people like that, and professionals, all that have complimented you.
I'm still in touch with all of the ones that are on there, actually, because you've become so close to these clients, you know, with your soul attached, because they're really trying.
And what I really like about you, and I've always liked about you, is you have this unconditional, non-judgmental presence and soul.
Thank you.
And I mean, you really do. And
That's so sweet.
it's true. It's
I
the
want to
truth.
cry.
It's the truth.
But I always smile too much. I can
true.
cry, but I don't have any makeup on. That's good. Okay.
Mm. Okay. You know, there's one thing I'd like to for you to speak on,
Uh-huh.
and that is, you know, right now a lot of things are going on in the world. Some of them very worrying, so to speak. And then there's the energies coming in, the solar flares and all of that coming in, and some of us feel it. I do, and
Yes.
it sometimes just debilitates. I'm so exhausted after being out in the intense sun for 15 minutes. I can be exhausted, and then there is all the stuff going on in the world, and some of it very chaotic, and some of it very, uh, you know, not the very nice kind of stuff. So what would be your can you give us some suggestions for walking through this, because we're headed toward a transformation that's clear, because chaos like we have always precedes transformation, but we have to walk through this. So can you tell us some ways that we can do this and still stay ourselves and children, and have faith and all of that? What do you think we can do?
Always be in gratitude from the beginning you wake up. It's the first thing you gotta do. Mindfulness around you, constantly be aware of what's going on around you, not on your phone, not in your devices. You know,
Mhm.
be part of this, be part of the trees and the air and the sun and the moon. Let them in again. We are being bamboozled by so much dramatic news because they want you to stick to it, watch them, pay for them, spend
Yep.
money on them. Money is a big deal. We're drawn into it because they want your money. Netflix wants it, Amazon wants it. They want you to buy, 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 buy. But to remind ourselves, but we're really happy with a lot less, actually. The less we have, the more we actually have. We have to think about less. One car instead of three, for example. One house is better than having three homes, think smaller and surround yourself with less, for sure, because we need to ground ourselves right now. In astrology, it's called the Age of the Aquarius, and there's in the 1960s, there was a musical that came out. It's called the Age of the Aquarius, if people might know the name of this musical, but it describes what's happening, transformation, like Yanni said.
Mhm.
It's a shift into a new age, absolutely new, and we just have to go with the flow. There's no turning back anymore, and what is coming through spiritually is that we're separating ourselves. Some are going to completely be like I am, like Yanni is, off grid, farm to table, be part of nature, have more animals, more freedom. Then there's the whole other side of humanity that's going to be attracted to medicine, to diseases, to just caught up in the bamboozle,
Mhm.
the world that's bamboozling you. Separation's happening. The younger generation is already heading in that direction. They're all becoming a bit bohemian like. They want to move off the grid in
Mhm.
campers. They don't believe of having any retirement plans anymore. Nothing's coming for them. So they're already changing. No doubt about it. They're finding authenticity. This is transformation to be yourself, actually. And transformation, and the veil is being lifted. A lot of truth is being revealed. So the secrets behind closed doors are being revealed. So there's so much going on.
Yeah.
That all we can do right now is just like Yanni is gardening, nature, staying focused in gratitude. We are here as human to experience nature, to experience the five senses, the smell, the earth, the air. We're here to do that, actually, and we completely forgot about it. We're
Yeah.
not in it anymore. We're not farmers anymore. No more ranchers. You know, we're just thinking about the next thing we want to buy, and so on and so forth, which is really sad because it's constantly bombarded in front of us.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a hard time with the younger generation, actually, Yanni. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
The younger generation is going to suffer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're
Well,
already doing so.
yeah, well, we can come to our own selves and help them. I mean, we have things we could tell them, and the way you are with your completely positive attitude about all this, and yeah, I think that I see what you're doing. It's just really great. I'm so proud of you, and thank you for coming here.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for telling me this. Um, I'd like to I'd like to close this interview with a meditation, and I'm going to take some words from Holly's website and one of her posts and use that as our mantra. So let's just breathe and let's just get centered and let's feel each other. The people are here. Let's feel each other. Let's feel in love with each other that are here right now. And let's close our eyes and embrace us all as a group here. And here's her mantra. Let's focus on the kindness in our hearts, letting our inner light shine brightly. May we find peace together. A new earth, new beginnings together. Let's hold this for a minute. Now let's add to the group all the people you know, families, friends, neighbors, and say, as a group, all the people you know, let's focus on the kindness in our hearts, letting our inner light shine brightly. May we find peace together. New beginnings, new earth together. Let's hold that. Now let's add to this every person living with us on this planet. Everyone without exception. Let's take them all in now. All of them together, we say, let's focus on the kindness in our hearts. Let our inner light shine brightly. May we find peace together. A new earth, new beginnings together. Let's hold this for a minute. Thank you, Holly, for joining us. I
Thank
love
you
you,
for having me.
and I'm so proud of you. And thank you, everybody. And I love that mantra of yours, and I'm going to be using it in the next coming weeks, and hope everybody joins me. And I'll send that out when I mention the video. So thank you, Holly.
Thank you.